Hey everyone, I'm here with my friend Rebekah Lyons. She wrote the book Freefall to Fly, and if you don't have it, you need to add it to your book collection. Thank you for being here, Rebekah. Tell everyone just a little bit about you in case they're not familiar with you and your story.
Sure. Okay, so my name is Rebekah Lyons, and I have 3 little ones, not so little now, 12. Kate is 12, Pierce is 10, Kennedy is 8, and we moved to New York City 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So this story, as you notice, the little, Empire State Building.
Yeah.
This chronicles my crash and burn from the suburbs of Atlanta to the city. So it was from the south to the north,
Mm-hmm.
from the suburbs to the city, from margin to constraint.
Yeah.
And so what that really reflected in my heart was this stripping down to kind of what was really deep down inside.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone says that the city squeezes it out. And so what happened in the first 18 months is I just really started to suffer from panic, anxiety, panic attacks, like physical outbursts, right. Subways, trains, elevators, and something in me just wanted to run. And I realized in writing this story that I've always been a runner, that
Mm-hmm.
fight or flight, if I couldn't get my way, I would silent treatment and leave the room.
Right.
There wasn't a lot of conflict resolution taught
Mm-hmm.
when I was growing up. And it just instilled some deep-rooted fears
Yeah.
that really came out physically. And so I blamed the city for my panic, but really all it was doing was putting something to the surface that I needed to face. And so what I really am finding as I kind of walked through this and started to find some reprieve, some healing, is that 1 in 4 women face this struggle.
Yeah. So
they're
common.
on anti-anxiety or anti-meds, antidepressants. 1 in 4, which is 400 times what it was in 1988.
Wow.
So this is an epidemic that is just wrangling out of control. And what I really started to learn is I read this book called Man's Search for Meaning. It's Viktor Frankl. He's a Holocaust survivor in the 60s. And he basically says that the root of anxiety is unfulfilled responsibility.
Wow.
And when I heard that, it just kind of hit.
Yeah. Because
I was dealing with this in a season of soul searching, of knowing that God had wired me away, and I couldn't access like what to do with it. I knew He'd given me natural bents and wirings, and kind of gave me the family I was born into, and gave me my husband, and gave me my children, but I couldn't really make sense of how my wiring might cultivate, like redeeming something that was broken.
And
so
who is this book for? Like, would you say that all women would resonate with this story, or do you think that it's more for women who have anxiety, or who would you say is who's going to resonate with this story?
Some people thought this was just a story if you struggle with anxiety.
Yeah.
And really what it answers is a universal question of purpose and calling. And it really links, for me, the two, but it really is like, how do we live our one life well? How do we make our days count? And this is often for the woman who is lost in trying to navigate that. The one, like my life in it, before moving to New York, looked a lot like Target returns and Chick-fil-A play dates, and just kind of spinning my wheels with this chronic maintenance. Yeah. And yet there was nothing in me that was risking it all. There was nothing in me that was just like fearing the leap and ready to do it. And so this forced that. And I think in all our lives we face something that's terrifying, and we can choose to go towards that, or we can choose to hold back. And so Bobette Buster, in the end of this book, I reference her, she says that we often think calling comes from following our bliss, but it actually comes when we face our greatest fear.
Wow.
And so that's what I want women to do. I want us to name our fears and to walk towards them, and I want us to hold each other's arms while we do that. And that is my calling. So
I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I'm so glad. So y'all check out Freefall to Fly.